more accountability to the office. And as Wayne Carter reports, most community leaders expect changes in the way the office is run.
In a ceremony centered on the singular, Errol Williams became the city's sole assessor.
So help me God. Congrats, my brother.
All the ones are appropriate. He says his job is all about numbers, a formula of determining how much your home is worth and how much you'll owe in taxes.
I'm trained as an accountant, and the only thing we learn is consistency, and if you do it the same way with everybody, then it should come out the way. Now, that way, that's where our challenge is. I already know what neighborhoods I have to begin to work in initially. Even some of them in my own neighborhoods because of the storm. The storm did create some problems for us.
He wouldn't say which neighborhoods, but says Katrina will play a big role. Are houses in the areas repaired, demolished, or still damaged?
Transitioning into a new system, like recreating a city, takes a long period of time. So next year will be a year of uncertainty for everybody, and it'll take us a couple of years to move into it. But I think Errol Williams has a great and long history of doing the right thing for the right reason.
The assessor's office was one of the only in the country split up into districts. Some say creating a breeding ground for backroom deals. But in an era of doing business above board in New Orleans, Errol Williams will be the first to tell you he's your man.
My dad taught me something simple, and it was that he was very astute on how to work around the political process, and that was keep your nose clean. And for those people who don't know what that means, I look back today, tomorrow, and I have nothing that I am ashamed of that will embarrass me or my family or my friends.
Despite all the promises of change, some critics wonder if it's really enough. Some of the members of the new assessor's team are the same people who have been assessing houses in New Orleans for years.
I think the part that's of concern is taking two of the former assessors and putting them in key positions in the administration. That's where I think you've got a question of whether you're getting too much of the old culture introduced.
But Janet Howard of the Bureau of Governmental Research says we've already seen lots of improvements in the tax assessment process.
This is the definitely much needed first step towards reform. Reform's not guaranteed by it, but reform would never happen without it.
And the mayor insists Williams will set the tone for fairness and keep the right income rolling in to move New Orleans into the future. Wayne Carter, Channel 4, Eyewitness News.
This is WDSU News at 10.
There's some people not going to want to pay their fair share, okay, but the reality of it is that, okay, it's going to happen.
Orleans Parish Assessor Errol Williams takes over and starts talking tough when it comes to property taxes. You could say it's been a job he's been preparing for more than 25 years. Today, Errol Williams was sworn in as the single assessor in Orleans Parish. It's a history-making process that will be led by someone with a history, if you will, in New Orleans government.
The system can only work if we have one philosophy, one system.
Errol Williams is more than ready to take over the reins as the city's sole assessor, ending the 7-assessor system that's been unique to New Orleans since the 1880s. The new post was part of the voter-mandated reform post-Katrina.
I'm at the point in my life where I have no other mission than to try and get it right.
Williams, who was the chief administrative officer under former Mayor Dutch Morial, will take over one of the state's largest assessment rolls, valued at $4.5 billion. It includes 166,000 properties and 11,000 businesses. Williams recognizes there have been inequities over the years.
It is not because you know the assessor, it's more someone screwed up. I pledge to you that I will commit to try and correct those problems. And those districts where the assessments are out of line, they will have some painful experiences. But those who are in line and those who are over-assessed will be reduced.
Williams says his office has spent $10 million over the past 4 years modernizing an online database that is both accessible and accurate.
We now have the nucleus, what we call to make it happen. So that means that our challenge now is trying to break it down by neighborhood.
Williams wants to reestablish neighborhood boundaries to better reflect the real estate market.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America, for them, the politicians, for them, the elected officials. This is the Constitution to the United States of America, to which the territory of Louisiana, the last time I checked, is still a part of. And the last time I checked, this document was still in full force and effect. Was still in full force and effect. All government of right originates with the people, is founded on their will alone, and is instituted to protect the rights of the individual and for the good of the whole. Its only legitimate ends are to secure justice for all, preserve peace, protect the rights, and promote the happiness and general welfare of the masses, of the people, of the electorate, of the bosses. Section 1, Article 1 of the contract. Section 1, Article 1 of the Louisiana Constitution. And again, the last time I checked, which was roughly 20 minutes ago before I come on the program, this document was still in full force and effect.
Mayor Mitch Landrieu says reform will not be without bumps in the road.
That transitioning into a new system, like recreating a city, takes a long period of time. So next year will be a year of uncertainty for everybody.
Williams' 60-person staff includes 2 former assessors, a move the mayor supports. The first order of business, hiring 12 to 14 appraisers.
I'm looking for, right now, somebody to manage the commercial appraisal section, because that's the toughest job to find.
Williams reminds residents the special assessment period for Hurricane Katrina damages has now expired, and that means homeowners who received lower.
In an article dated, the New Orleans Advocate, dated Wednesday, June the 14th, 2017, on the front page of that article was the heading: New Orleans now to reassess properties every 4 years. New Orleans now to reassess properties every 4 years. Ruling scrap rolling. Well, let me read this couple paragraphs. For decades now, this was written by Jeff. This was written by Jeff Alderson. He's a staff writer with the New Orleans Advocate. He's still working with them today. For decades, Orleans Parish Assessor Errol Williams have marched to his own drummer when it comes to setting property values, using a system that reassesses properties in different areas of the city each year and immediately bumping properties anywhere up to the price of their most recent sale. But that rolling system has come to an end thanks to a ruling by the State Tax Commission. Let me say it one more time. For decades, Errol G. Williams have been marching to his own tune. Now, I give you guys the source. You guys can go and read the article for yourself. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Good afternoon. You are listening to The Proven Truth. You are listening to The Proven Truth with your brother and host Anthony Brown. Coming to you live from the studios of Radio Gumbo Creole here in the beautiful territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. To participate in the show, to let your voice be heard, you can call us here at 504-303-8922. Again, that telephone number is 504-303-8922. You can listen to us from your device of choice, going to or coming from work by dialing the number 667-930-9041 and just plug it into your auxiliary inside your automobile and you can listen to your brother, okay? I want you to keep focus on the road. You know, I want you to reach safe. I want you to reach to your destination safely, but you can still listen. You follow what I'm saying? And you can also, at the end of the day, you know, when you relax, you can go back and you can check the Facebook, and you can actually, you know, see the program as it is being shot live right now. Or you can go and you can check our YouTube page. That's The Proven Truth. That's The Proven Truth with Anthony Brown, okay? You can also listen to us via the web. You can also listen to us by going to www.radiogumbocreole.net. That's radiogumbocreole.net. Okay, you listen to us by going to radiogumbocreole.net. We live stream this and every show, family. We live stream this and every show on the Facebook. You can check us out on the Facebook at Anthony Brown for Assessor 2017. That's Anthony Brown for Assessor 2017. Now look, this platform, family, this platform was created not only for our purpose, or to give us a platform upon which we can spit our truth, to give us a platform upon which we can bring what is important to the grassroots community, This platform was created so that you, our listening audience, and you, our viewing audience, may also have a platform upon which you can let your voices be heard, upon which you can come and you can share your concern, your feelings, your desire, your disgust, your whatever it is emotional state you are in with your fellow brothers and sisters. Okay? So again, you can utilize this platform however. We have here again, for those of you who miss it, if you want to call in, the number is 504-303-8922. Okay? You don't have to call in, you can leave a comment on the and any one of the platforms. You can pose a question. Again, it's your prerogative, my brothers and sisters, or you want to utilize this platform. Again, you're listening to The Proven Truth. You're listening to The Proven Truth with your brother Anthony Brown. To all of you who joining us right now via the Facebook, much love. To those of you listening to us out there in Radio Land, much love.
For assessments related to hurricane damage, well, their homes are going to be reassessed. And if they still need aid, they can reapply for a frozen assessment.
Tonight on Fox 8, the fleur-de-lis has dropped in Jackson Square, but thousands.
Also tonight, New Orleans property owners have 17 days left to pay property taxes, and for many, the amount owed the city is substantially higher than what most are used to paying. WDSU reporter Gina Swanson is here live to explain why, and Gina, some pretty big numbers.
Absolutely, Norman. Here's a property tax bill. That one was actually mine. The bills are due on January 31st, and even though the assessments went out back in August, many property owners still have sticker shock.
Family, one of the things that we try to do here is to keep certain issues on the forefront. We try to keep certain issues on the forefront because we recognize that these politicians, these no good criminals, these people who come to public office not because they want to serve the will of the people, but because they want to use public office as a way of elevating themselves, either politically, financially, whatever. They utilize public office not for the will of the people, not because they love we so much, or not because they believe in the rule of law. No, family, don't think that. They don't enter public office because they recognize that within society, people need someone to attend to their fear. They don't come to the table with clean hands and pure heart to attest or to do the will of the people. These politicians, and look, we're keeping it real and we're keeping it local. To all of you, to all the listeners who listen to us all over the country, this argument might as well could apply to you wherever it is you live, be it on the East Coast or the West Coast or wherever. This argument may apply to you. However, we're keeping it local. We're keeping it right here in New Orleans, Louisiana. These politicians in Louisiana, these politicians in New Orleans, don't come to public office with a clean hand and a pure heart. They don't come to public office saying, look, the people of New Orleans need representative. The people of New Orleans need to ensure that they got good, moral, decent, law-abiding people, and the judicial branch of government and the executive branch of government or the legislative. No, family. That's not their intent when they come to public office. They came here for their own personal gratification, for their own personal growth, for their own personal well-being. Not because they want to do right by we the people. No. They are nothing more than goddamn wolf in sheep clothing. They are criminals acting like wearing suits. They are criminals wearing suits. That's what these politicians here in New Orleans are. Criminals. And when they act in such a way with a criminal intent. And for those of us, for the few of us who can see it just like that. Now, let me take you back 300 days ago. Let me take you back a bit. In 2018, family, in 2018, there was six constitutional amendment that was on the ballot. There was 6 constitutional amendment that was on the ballot. What's up, my brother Mike? What's up? Much love, Mike. Mike Owell is on, family. Mike Owell is on. There was 6 constitutional amendment that was on the ballot. Now, as I have said before, and once I saw that constitution, once I saw those amendments, right away, family, I know what time of day it was. Once I read it, I was like, oh my God. But as I've said before, many a times, don't believe because you might hear me use the term criminals when I'm referring to these politicians. Don't believe that these criminals are ignorant criminals. Don't believe that these people are stupid people in no way, shape, or form. They're not. Don't believe that. A lot of them, if personally they are not a part of the Louisiana Bar Association, that private club, they employ or they have other individuals who are a part of the Louisiana Bar Association, and these are the people who they have draft certain documents, certain policies, certain legislation, right? Not only that, they go and they spend millions of dollars creating what you call think tanks. Get these group of people and put certain scenarios and to see how they react, right? They do this. When they draft legislation, when they draft proposition, when they draft amendment, more so when you come on to this criminal Errol G. Williams and his cronies, they do it in such a way that it is ambiguous. They know that the people of New Orleans, the people of Louisiana, in reading this document, going to be scratching them head and saying to themselves, what the hell is this shit? What? Or the people going to be looking at it and thinking it applies one way when it applies a total different way. Now, listen to your brother, family. Look, full disclosure. Full disclosure. I have never been, nor do I want to be, a member of the Louisiana Bar Association, of the American Bar, or no goddamn legal bar association in the United States of America. Yes, I represent myself when I go in front of these criminals, these clowns who call themselves politicians or judges or whatever. Yes, I do that. And I don't only do it at a local level, I do it as well at the appellate level. What do you think law is? Anybody out there can goddamn do law. All it is about reading and comprehending what you're reading and following certain rules according to them. That's what it is. We have common sense. We have the basic understanding to comprehend certain things when we see. Now, in 2018, family, again, there was 6 proposed amendment that was on the ballot. And number 6, this was what number 6. This is how they drafted proposition number 6. Do you support an amendment that will require that any reappraisal of the value of residential property by more than 50%, resulting in a corresponding increase in property tax, be phased in over the course of 4 years, during which time no additional reappraisal can occur, and that the decrease in the total ad valorem tax collected as a result of this phasing of the assessed value be absorbed by the taxing authority and not allocated to other taxpayers. That's the language that was on that proposition back in 2016. Now, family, let me tell you something. Again, I'm no genius. I'm no more genius than all you guys are geniuses. I am not a part of the Bar Association. But what I do know for a fact is that every single person associated with the drafting of this proposition that was on the ballot last year, every single person that was pushing it was goddamn criminals. I know this. And I know that they had a plan. I see it. Why? Because I heard the rhetoric that they had out there. Errol G. Williams, the Latoya Cantrell, the member of the New Orleans City Council, those clowns in Baton Rouge and the legislative branch, every single one of them that was pushing this, and those other, you have some ignorant want to be friendly politician groups out there who also was pushing this. The argument was, look, and let me tell you where the fight back is. Let me tell you how a lot of these politicians get with things like this. They have people out there who call themselves professionals. And these professionals fall underneath the category of member of the Bar Association, attorneys. Then you have some out there, they call themselves licensed real estate agents and brokers, right? And look, family, I'm testifying here, you know. I'm testifying here right now. This, I'm not asking about it. This I'm testifying to. I was speaking to people who telling me about their credentials, like I'm supposed to be impressed with your goddamn credentials. Keep your credentials. I have credentials too, and my credentials more supersedes your credentials. I tell you that. They're out there bragging to me about their credentials and telling me that I don't understand you goddamn skippy. I overstand it. As my Rastafarian brethren in Jamaica would say, overstand the concept. Now, you have to recognize these people. And once you recognize that these people, when it comes on to taxes is a means or is a way of generating monies. You have to recognize that. That's the underlying. When they raise property tax, what they're trying to do, generate more money. And when you recognize that the people, the politicians here in New Orleans, really at the core don't care about the people who they serve. They talk a good game, family. They talk a good game. You got people out there right now. Let me show you what's going on. You got people out there right now who want to be politicians, who out there running for office right now. And you know the first thing what they do? They go out there and they start to rub shoulder with establishment politicians. They take pictures with politicians. No, they want to be, according to them, politicians, well, are representative too. They want to be a part of government. They don't go there and do grass sincerely. They don't go there and sincerely commit themselves to the grassroots community. They don't do that. No, they don't. They go there and this is what they do. They might find a moment where they can get a photo up, or they might utilize mainstream media to promote themselves with some type of photo up or some type of event, right? And glorify themselves. They don't go out there and genuinely meet with the people and work with the people. No, they don't do that. They go out there and they find other criminals like John Bell Edwards, like Latoya Cantrell, like the commissioner of police or super, whatever. They find other prominent, well-established politician. So we the people must think because here it is, you rubbing shoulder or you are acquainted with other politicians, you are qualified for public office. Kiss my, look, family, listen. Calm yourself down, Anthony, calm yourself down. Let me calm down. A matter of fact, let me take a sip of this. let me take a sip of this good H2O, family. Oh, give me a second. Yeah, that's good. Take a good sip of this and calm my black ass down, man, because look, just talking about this thing, man, it get me heated. Just talking about these goddamn no good individuals who want we to believe that they care about the goddamn people. It hurt me to the core. Hurt me to the core. So here it is. That was what was on the ballot in 2015. Now, look, I'm just gonna pinpoint a couple things about this amendment that was on the ballot. Because based on how they drafted, I recognize what they are trying to do. I recognize what that criminal bastard, the guy who's calling himself, who have been collecting money from we the people for over 30 years, Errol G. Williams, and his cronies are trying to do, or was trying to do, right? But let's look at the bigger picture, because it's sad, but you have to acknowledge defeat, and you have to acknowledge when your opponent get to a point where they perfect certain situation, or they perfect a system. And as criminal as they are, and as much criminal conduct and malfeasance that happen while they're in office, one side of you have to recognize the fact that they have perfected certain component of their criminal activity. This was what Errol G. Williams and everybody who was pushing this amendment last year said to the people of New Orleans, and a lot of people of New Orleans believe them. How do I know? Because I had the misfortune or the fortunate, or I was fortunate to meet these people and talk to a few of them. And they basically tell me verbatim what these goddamn crooked politicians were saying. The argument was being made that, look, this proposition won't affect the people of New Orleans, the everyday people of New Orleans, the permanent residents of New Orleans. That's what this proposition was. That's what the argument was levied. The argument was this amendment that was on the ballot in 2018 was put there just so that these investors from all over, now again, these so-called investors that I was talking about are their goddamn friends and family. There was a fool in Anthony Brown, maybe the fool of a large vast of New Orleans, but I wasn't one. I wasn't one. They didn't fool my black ass. I was fully aware that these so-called investors, what they're talking about, that they claim that they put in this amendment and this constitutional amendment to protect we the people from, it was their own friends and family. So I didn't buy into that argument. They told the people of New Orleans, look, the only reason why this amendment is there is because you got investors coming in, purchasing these properties for pennies on the dollar, and then turn around selling these properties for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Right? And this proposition, because when they sell it, it's gonna be more than 50%. It's gonna appraise for a lot more than what they purchased it for. So it goes to this amendment would affect them. And believe me, family, when I tell you, them real estate agent, them brokers, them bar association, them attorneys jump on this bandwagon, and suddenly a lot of our fellow New Orleans buy into this lie too. That now I was posing the question, and I asked, a matter of fact, I think I even offer a monetary reward. I think it was $2,000 at the time. I said I would give anybody $2,000. A matter of fact, I'll still do it right now too. I'll still do it right now, even though this is long gone. I still give anybody $2,000 who can show me that their property, their home, their casa, that place that you go home to after a hard day's work, right? Here in New Orleans. If you should go out there and get an appraiser for yourself, or that property value, your property value, jump more than 50% throughout the time you were living inside your house, I give this goddamn $2,000. That shit don't happen. It don't happen, family. No, nowhere in the amendment did it make. This is another thing I'm telling you about. Look, family, let me tell you something, man. Let me say this. Let me say this. When you're dealing with politicians and the politics, you don't need, the truth about it, you don't even need a goddamn high school diploma. More so a college degree. You don't need that. All you need is common sense. And that's one of the reasons why many of you who have been following me or listening to this show for quite some time know that I don't believe in the collective thinking and the collective approach. I think that the collective thinking and the collective approach is detrimental to us and our form of government. It's detrimental. A matter of fact, that's the reason why when we read this document, I outline in the Louisiana Constitution, it says nothing at all about goddamn collective thinking or collective approach, or that government was created to protect the collective. No. And that is the reason why when I talk to these criminals, I talk to them the way I do, with authority and with aggressiveness. Because they are having a lifestyle because of me. It's my right. It's what I say counts, not what we say as a group. I don't give a shit about the group collectively. No. All government of rights originate with the people, is founded on their will alone, and is instituted to what? To protect the right of the individual. For those of you scholars out there, for those of you with your goddamn master's degree and your PhD degree who think you can come talk to Anthony Brown. Look, I don't give a shit about your PhD or your master's degree, you dumbass. Go back. You want to talk to me? Come correct. They were out there telling the people that once this property, once these investors are this proposition was on the ballot because of investors. Because investors was coming in. Now the question could be asked, how the hell did investors get an opportunity to come here and purchase so much property? Just like how they target them guys out in New Orleans is. Let me tell you something, family. Man. Look. You see, again, it's hard. We have a so-called representative named Cindy Wynn. Look, family, it's, oh my God. We have another buffoon. We have another kiss-ass person that sits on the New Orleans City Council by the name of Cindy Wynn, claiming she's representing the people of New Orleans East, the same political subdivision that I am from, District E. Look, let me tell you something, man. We hope and pray that she's a one-termer. And we're gonna try and encourage some people to run against her ass come next year. Huh? District E. District E don't mean the Vietnamese community. We never put her to public office so she can walk around and kiss an elected official's ass. and take picture and sell we the people out. Now, let's go back to this. So, here it is. The biggest cry was gentrification. Gentrification, gentrification, gentrification. And the ballot, the proposition was placed on the ballot based off of gentrification. That whole concept was a lie. It was misleading, it was deceiving, and they did it with a criminal intent. Listen to what I'm saying carefully. They did it with a willful criminal intent. They did it knowing that it wasn't for what they were claiming it was. They did it, they put that amendment on the ballot last year for what? For a financial gain, so that they can gain more money under the disguise of gentrification. Under the disguise of gentrification, under the disguise that people coming in, look, they jump on the fear of the people of New Orleans and the weakness and the ignorance of the people of New Orleans. They jump on that. Now, again, for those of you who know and been following this show for some time, we don't chastise nor talk negative about the people. We are one of the people of this territory. We don't chastise, even though the people have to bear some brunt of what's going on here politically. Because the people of this territory need to wake the hell up. They need to wise up. They need to recognize that you cannot keep on putting the same criminals in public office. Nor they associate neither. Not only that, not only the same person, but when you have one family or two family that's controlling the political arena, what good it is for us for we the people. When you have a goddamn criminal like Mitch J. Landry, right? And he's leaving from one office to the other office, right? Or his sister and his sisters and his brothers are all in political office. When you have a crony like Errol G. Williams, right? And all of them is just in. Let me tell you something. You can put all them goddamn criminals in a barrel, close the goddamn barrel, and throw it in the goddamn lake and just forget them. You cannot keep on having these same individuals in public office and think to yourself that you're gonna be getting a different outcome. How the hell you expect that? How can you get a different outcome when you have the same goddamn people coming in office? That's nonsensical. That's ridiculous. Only a fool would do some shit like that. Now, they trick you. They not only trick, but they lie to the people of New Orleans. Lie to the people of New Orleans last year. Now, let me read another article for you. The argument was that it wouldn't affect the people of New Orleans, right? Right? It was only for investors. That's what these politicians tell you guys, and you guys believe them. So you guys vote. Look, for those of you who have access to a Facebook, a matter of fact, I don't want to hear the fact that you don't have access to a Facebook. Because if you yourself don't have a Facebook account, somebody in your family have a Facebook account, right? Or some friend have a Facebook account. You can go to their Facebook account, then log on to my page, Anthony Brown for Assessor 2017, and you can scroll down, and you will see that last year we put our document out there telling the people of Louisiana, telling the whole goddamn world that they need to vote no about this proposition. You can go back and check the archives, check our YouTube pages, and you will see where we do show telling the people, look, Don't vote yes in the affirmative for this proposition. Don't vote in the affirmative. Vote no, because this proposition is not what you are led to believe it is. It is not. We are not dealing with decent, moral, law-abiding people here in Louisiana. These criminals. These people who form the government, they are criminals. All of them. No branch is excluded. The judicial branch, none of them. No, the argument was that, look, this won't affect you. This is going to only affect people who come here, purchase property for pennies and dollars, turn around, sell it for $100,000. No, I'm not going to say I told you so, but listen to this. The Orleans Parish Assessor Office this year raised the assessed value of nearly 69,000 properties in New Orleans. Some of them dramatically. More than 24,000 properties across the city saw a jump of nearly 50%. We're going to come back to that 50%. Listen, let me finish read this. 50%, and the assessed value of thousands more double or triple. At the same time, the assessor's office ran out of time before it could reassess 40,000 property, largely in the uptown area. What? At the same time, the assessor's office ran out of time before it could reassess 40,000 property, largely where? New Orleans East. No, you're crazy. The 9th Ward. No, you're crazy. No, Gentilly, you're crazy. The uptown area. So, what happened in your neighborhood with this interactive map? Hold on for a minute. Let me get, I'm looking for something specific, because I'm still making my point. I want to make this point before I go into that argument. Let's go back up. Okay, this is the article. This here, okay, yeah. These properties, largely in parts of uptown New Orleans, have kept their current value even as assessment elsewhere have surged, with many properties doubling or even tripling in excess value in some neighborhoods. Those assessments have raised fears about the tax bill that are to come, potentially what is already considered an affordable housing crisis in the city. The intent was to do all 167,000 properties in the city. Assessor Errol Williams says, confirming that reassessment wasn't complete. This is how many we could do through in the time we had. Hold on, family. I'm trying to make up. I don't want to read everything. I'm looking for something specific. These are likely for substantial. Did I find the wrong thing? Give me a second, family. Give me a second. I got my information all messed up. Okay, look. Quarter. This is what happened. This is what happened, family. This is what happened. Look, this is what happened. So the argument is it wouldn't affect New Orleans, okay? But here in this article, here is a New Orleans, here's somebody who resides here in New Orleans, right? Saying that, look, my property have been drastically increased. My property, the assessment in my property value have doubled. Never before have I seen my property value double, my assessment value double. How is that possible? Right? How is that possible? No, the argument was, again, based on the proposition, they are saying to you that, look, if your assessment is doubled, don't worry about it. We got you. What we're going to do is to phase it in over a 4-year period so you won't feel the blunt of it. Now, how ridiculous an argument is that? It's just like a robber coming to you. Somebody putting a gun to your head and say, okay, look, I know you have $1,000 in your pocket. I'm not going to rob you one time. I'm not going to take this whole $1,000, but look, this is what we're going to do. You're going to give me $250 now, okay? Look, you have the gun to your head. You're going to give me $250 now, and I say next week, I'm coming back for $250 more. And I say the next week, I'm coming back for $200. At the end of the day, your ass is getting robbed. At the end of the day, you're giving up $1,000. It doesn't matter if it's in increments. It doesn't matter, family. How stupid would you be? Man, you're gonna rob my black ass. Take everything right now and done. I'm telling you. Take everything right now, because the next time you come back, I'm gonna be in a totally different frame of mind. They want you to believe, and again, that's why I've said before, don't believe that when they draft certain proposition or when they draft certain legal documents, that they are ignorant in doing so, or they don't think about what they are doing. They do. They are making it seem as if they care about you, the people. They are making it appear that they care that you're going to be having a financial burden, and because they care about the fact that this financial burden is going to hit you, we're going to do it in increments. What? What? You think Errol G. Williams give a rat's ass about you and your incremental payment? Eh? You think Lataya Cantrell care about the people in New Orleans and their incremental payment, or whether or not they even have a roof over the goddamn head? No, I know I fear you might, because I fear you have been so dumbed down for years, you know, you can't even see or recognize what's right in front of your goddamn eyes. It's like you have on a, what you call it, a blinkers or a blindness. I know some of you won't even see it, because some of you so want to be friends with politicians. Some of you just want to have politicians and your speed dial so much that they could be robbing your black ass or white ass, whatever ass you got. They could be robbing you. But just because you want to brag and tell your friends that, oh man, look, you know, hey, look, man, I talked to Lataya, man, look, I call John Bell, look, I call him John because we're friends. I call John and look, I call Ferguson, look, if you talk to me too hard, I'm gonna call Ferguson. Or you know something, I can call Cindy Wynn. I can call Jason. Because you want to be friend with these goddamn politics. Look, the table is, they turn the goddamn table and you don't even know it. They turn the table around on you and you don't even recognize it. They're supposed to be kissing your ass. If there's any ass kissing, look, I don't, full disclosure, I don't promote ass kissing. We don't promote. Look, we don't promote the ass kissing, man. You understand me? We don't promote that. We don't oh, come on, man. But if there's any ass kissing to be had, if there's any ass kissing to be done, they're supposed to be kissing your ass, family, huh? They're supposed to be kissing your ass. Why? You never come to them and beg them for a job, huh? Right now, you know what's going on right now today in Louisiana? That criminal, what's her name? Karen Carter Peterson. That drug addict, that gambling addicted criminal, right? There's people right now that qualify to be on the ballot, and she loved public office so much. Look, family, believe me when I tell you, a lot of these politicians here in Louisiana, again, I know we got listeners all over the country, and it may be applicable, what we are saying may be applicable in your neck of the woods. However, we like to keep it local, because I can't talk about what's going on in Alabama or in California or in Texas. Well, I can talk about it, but I'm meaning is I wouldn't have first-hand knowledge. I wouldn't have, look, for those of you who don't know, the name of this show is The Proven Truth. The name of this show is what? The Proven Truth. Don't talk about the proven truth, we're talking about. When we speak about the proven truth, we are speaking about that to which is constant with facts and reality. That's what we're talking about, the proven truth. That criminal Karen Carter Peterson right now, she's out there trying to kick people off the ballot so that people won't run against her, so that she may continue to associate herself with other cronies, political cronies here in Louisiana. A lot of these, when you overstand the concept, that without we the people, and that's why, look, sometimes I get really pissed or upset about my fellow New Orleans, you know. Because, why I get pissed and upset? Because you truly don't recognize your power and your authority. You don't. You make these criminals lie to you and trick you and take away your power and your authority, then come back to you every 4 years, 2 years, and 10 years respectively, beg you back for that power, then you give it to them, then they run left your ass again. It's crazy. It's crazy. Without we the people, a lot of them will not eat food. A lot of them couldn't keep a roof over their head. A lot of them couldn't keep money in the bank account. I'm telling you, family, believe me when I tell you this. A lot of them couldn't do it. Yeah, but a lot of them out there, have so-called degrees. They got credentials. And out there in the private sector, out there in the real world, they can't compete. They can't. Because you have smarter people out there than them. You have more aggressive people out there than them. Right? They can't compete. You have people who have moral standing. They can't compete. So what they do? They run come to us, we the people, and lie to us. Out there in the private sector, they have to perform. They must perform in the private sector. They can't lie to people and get away with it out in the private sector. But in government, in Louisiana, in New Orleans, they can do it. They do it every single goddamn day. And get away with it. Every day. Why? Because for the most part, we the people keep mute. We the people don't take action. We the people smile with these criminals. And when they come around, again to election time, when you have a time for question them, when you have a time for chastise them, what you do? You smile and you laugh in the goddamn face. And you don't ask them any tough questions. You butter them like they're some goddamn babies. Now, again, we recognize what was going on in the tax assessor office last year, or with this constitutional amendment last year, and we call it out. We call it out, and we are not proud. We are not joyful. We are not joyful that we are correct in our assessment. We are not. But what we are trying to say and to prove to people that we have common sense and we recognize criminals and criminal activity when we see it. Now, that was last year. Here it is. You have someone who is claiming to love the people of New Orleans in LaToya Cantrell. LaToya claimed that she loved the people of New Orleans. And that this is all about making sure everybody get a piece or a slice of the cake. Hey, you know something? Somebody call LaToya for me and tell her that Anthony Brown need my slice of the cake. I need my slice of the goddamn cake. I'm one of the people too. Now, here it is, family. We now have a financial burden on us. We have a financial burden. And they know that this financial burden was coming from last year. A matter of fact, I just said last year because I want to give a really close time frame. It's not just last year, but we're just working on last year because that's what they're doing now. They are trying to use these amendments, these constitutional amendments, to rob us, to continue to rob us. They know that this burden because they was talking about gentrification. We got people right here, right now in New Orleans who are feeling the repercussion of this criminal conduct that was conducted by them, right? People recognize that, oh, this is affecting me. It's not only affecting investors who is coming in. Here it is in this year, this November 2019, the 6th of this November. What do you think is going to happen? We again have a constitutional amendment on the ballot. Need I say more? Need I say more? I encourage my brothers and sisters here in New Orleans or here in Louisiana. Whenever you see any proposition that's on the ballot that have to do with taxes that you don't sure about or you don't know about, by default, vote no. By default, vote no against that goddamn proposition. When the politicians, and look, I don't even care if they come out there and explain to you. If they tell you that the taxes is to go towards water, they're lying to you. Whatever they tell you, it's a lie. Whatever they tell you, think the opposite, it's a lie. LaToya Cantrell family bribe members of the New Orleans City Council. Yes, you heard me correctly. Goddamn Skippy, I said bribe. LaToya Cantrell, your mayor, the so-called mayor for the city, the municipal corporation, the city of New Orleans, under the disguise of needing new monies for infrastructure as it relates to the drainage system, propose an additional financial tax burden on we the people of New Orleans. Let me say it one more time for those of you who miss it. That no good want to be lackadaisical so-called mayor, so-called first black female, LaToya Cantrell, wants to and have thus far start the process of increasing or placing an additional financial burden on the backs of we the people here in New Orleans, under the disguise that she needs to generate more monies to infrastructure, meaning drainage system, right? 2 weeks ago, this proposition was placed in front of the New Orleans City Council. 2 weeks ago, or 2.5 weeks ago, this proposition was placed in front of the New Orleans City Council. And for a split moment in time, two of the individuals that sit on the New Orleans City Council, one want to run for her seat, the mayor seat come next election term, and one want to run for the DA the next election term. For a split moment in time, act on behalf of we the people, or spoke on this issue in light of we the people, saying to LaToya Cantrell, hell no, it ain't gonna happen. At least not today. We ain't gonna sign this crap. The people of New Orleans is already facing a financial burden and looking towards our next one. Why should we put an additional constitutional amendment on the ballot that would raise it again? You see what I'm talking about? And for a split second family, they defer the action and they said no. And the outcry was out there. Now, what did LaToya do? Huh? What did LaToya do? She went and bribed them. She went and bribed them, family. She went and bribed them. Okay. You're listening to The Proven Truth. You're listening to The Proven Truth with your brother and host Anthony Brown. Coming to you live from the studios of Radio Gumbo Creole. If you wish to participate in the show, you can call us here, 504-303-8922. Again, that telephone number is 504-303-8922. Or you can leave us a comment on our Facebook or pose a question on the Facebook, which is Anthony Brown for Assessor 2017. We here on the Proven Truth family, we are black conscious, not black ignorant. We are black conscious, not black ignorant. Hence, we pay our respect, hence we pay homage, hence we speak about, hence we keep the name of our ancestors alive. It is because of our ancestors why we are here today doing what we are doing. It was our ancestors who set the pace, who showed us the way, who first sacrificed self so that we could be here doing what we are doing. These ancestors, family, the history books won't be doing these ancestors justice. The onus is on us, the kings and queens of Africa, to keep these ancestors alive. We make mention of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Nanny from the Maroon, Paul Bogle, Fred Hamilton, Malcolm X, Carter G. Wilson, Harriet Tubman, Thomas Sankara, Samora Machel, Bookman Juti, Toussaint Louverture, Jack Dessalines. Now these are a few of our ancestors who we pay homage to, who we pay respect to. There's a few. You can go out and you can create your own list and you can share that list with us and tell us why your list of ancestors, you recognize them. No, we recognize these ancestors, family, because these ancestors right here, they took action in a time when taking action is tantamount to signing your death warrant. These ancestors did not sit back, fold their arms, and keep mute, say nothing in the eyes of oppression. They didn't. These ancestors right here, family, they didn't care how big or powerful or how mighty the army was or the dictator of the day was. They took action. That's why we keep them. And we will keep them. We keep them in their prayers in our spirit, and we will pass down their legacy unto generation and generation yet to come. We love them. To these ancestors, we say thank you. To these ancestors, we say much love. Much love. So, here it is. Latoya Cantrell.
I've been saving my money to pay it.
And so have many property owners across the city who now have just over 2 weeks to pay their tax bills due at the end of the month. Many saw a substantial increase this year.
It had gone up about almost 50% from having to pay about $10,000 a year for the property owner in the French Quarter to about $15,000.
Leo Watermeyer owns properties in the French Quarter. He says the higher tax bills are discouraging for folks looking to buy in Orleans Parish. He's one of thousands in the city who question why his tax bill is so much higher this year than in years past. Assessor Errol Williams says there are a number of reasons for property owners to see the higher tax bills, including some properties that haven't been revalued since Hurricane Katrina.
Substantial number of properties in New Orleans, and probably more like 90% of them were reduced in value. So some of those people have enjoyed those low assessments for almost 7 years.
Assessor Williams also says after consolidating the 7 assessor districts into one, his office identified a number of properties that had been sitting on the books for years undervalued.
There were a number of properties that we have found and continue to find that are either on the tax rolls as a vacant lot. They are owned for a storm damage value of $30,000.
Let me show you how disconnect this clown is. This clown, this criminal Errol G. Williams. A couple of weeks ago, right, there was this meeting in Mid-City. This neighborhood association hosted this meeting and they invited this buffoon right here, Errol G. Williams. And when it came out, the people started to voice their opinion. And somebody mentioned about sewage and water board. Now, this clown right here, Errol G. Williams, he wanted to relate, or want the people to think that he could relate, or he can relate with them. It's a joke. He's telling them about, oh yeah, well, I know you guys going through, because I'm going through the same thing too. In my mansion, no, it didn't say mansion, but on his second floor, or his third floor, the water pressure is so low that it cannot come into his shower up into the third floor. And we supposed to feel sympathy for his dumb ass. I'm saying, what? We say, we don't want you about your goddamn mansion where you're building. You building this mansion off of the backs of poor people. You building these back, you building your mansion off of the backs of the elderly. We don't want to hear about that shit. Why should we? Huh? Him want to feel like it's like he want to make some type of connection. Man, look. I curse his ass out, family. Look. One of the things I can't overstand is, look, there's nothing special about these politicians, man. Nothing special about them. Let me tell you something, man. You got some hard-working brothers and sisters right here in New Orleans, Louisiana. You got some hard-working brothers and sisters. You got some hard-working people right here in New Orleans, man, who get up every day, the break of dawn, and they go out and they tile, and they come back in, and they prepare for the family. They attend to the family. Honest living. Some of them, they go out and they work, they come in. Look, you take off the shirt, you can just wring it, and water come out. Some of them so tired, they come in, they just want to lie in bed and sleep. Hard-working people, just to keep food on the table and a roof over their head. These are the people who we need to respect and pay homage to and show love. The hard-working men and women in New Orleans. That's what you need to respect. Not criminals like Errol G. Williams and Lataya Cantrell, and remember the New Orleans City Council, and that clown John Bell Edwards, and them clowns up on the judicial branch like Bernadette Johnson. Come on. You respect politicians. Politicians need to respect us. We are the bosses. We are the one who put them in public. If a lot of us come together right now, we can get any politician out of office. Listen to what I'm saying. If a lot of us come together, I don't care who the guy is or who the girl is. If a lot of us come together right now, within 60 days, we can get, within 60 days, within 60 or 90 days, we can get any politician out of office. That's how powerful we are. And a lot of you don't recognize that. That's why you go around and kiss them ass. Again, we don't promote kissing ass. If there's any kissing ass should be done, they're supposed to kiss our ass. Because we are the ones. Let me tell you something, man. When you look at these politicians right now, walking around like they're big and mighty and powerful, just check their status, their financial status, before they enter politics. A lot of them didn't have crap. A lot of them was struggling. A lot of them couldn't keep food on the table. A lot of them couldn't keep a roof over their head. Look for Lataya Cantrell. Look, family, look. That's why we keep it locally. LaToya Cantrell, she had was to run and go and borrow, beg or steal. Look, I don't know, maybe she steal the Guardian money too. But she had was to go and get over $30,000 to give to the Guardian IRS so that she could be the Guardian mayor right now. I'm telling you. And you're supposed to be running behind these people like the special? Look, what's special about them? They ain't special, family. They ain't special, you special. My hard-working brothers and sisters out there. Huh? You are the one who's special, who barely trying to keep food on your table. Huh? Look how much things you have to be juggling. If you have kids, you have to be worrying about this goddamn school system we have here in New Orleans. Huh? Now, this is what LaToya Cantrell want to do to you. After she went out and she bribed the New Orleans City Council, every single one of them took a bribe from LaToya Cantrell. 2 weeks ago, 2 of them. 2 weeks ago, Jason Williams, rightfully so at the time, and Elena Moreno at the time, spoke against this proposition being on the ballot for this year, November 6, 2019. They spoke against it. And the argument that they made at the time was genius argument. At the time when Jason Williams and Elena Moreno made the argument, it was righteous. It was righteous. It was a good argument to make. Right? Because this same proposition that's on the ballot right now was on the Guardian ballot in 2016. But the outcry was there. The media was blowing up all over the tabloids. So what happened? She went out and she met with them. And she promised them whatever it is that she promised them. She promised them that she's going to come in their community and she's going to talk to the people, or they're going to do some type of photo op thing so that the people may think that this money is necessary. She did it already with that clown out there in New Orleans East, Cindy Wynn. She and Cindy Wynn had her photo op last week. She and Palmer, Christine Palmer, had their photo op. She and that other clown, Jay Banks, had their photo op. So she promised them a photo op. And they promised that they would all agree to put this amendment on the ballot, or approve that this amendment is on the ballot for this November, which what we are saying is that it shouldn't be. This proposition, family, should have never gotten the approval to be on the ballot come this November, knowing goddamn well that the people of New Orleans have been taxed to the max. They could have said no and kill it, but they didn't. They took a bribe. Now, I'm going to show you why they took a bribe. I'm going to show you. Now, I'm not going to show you, but I'm going to, a matter of fact, the truth about it, again, for those of you who have access to Facebook, whether or not, it's on my Facebook page. If you don't have your own Facebook page, you can get somebody's Facebook page. You can go on my Facebook page and you will see a copy of this document, of this proposition that I'm going to be reading right now. And you can see it for yourself and you can read it. I don't know if you can download it from my Facebook. If you can't download it from Facebook, you can just leave me a message. On Facebook or what, or you know, I can either email a copy over to you or fax or make sure you get this copy. But this is what the proposition states. Let me read it. Shall the city of New Orleans, Louisiana, the city in bracket, be authorized to levy a special tax of 3 mills on all property subjected to taxation in the city, tax in bracket, for a period of 20 years beginning January 1st, 2020 and ending December 31st, 2039. $10,250,000 currently estimated to be collected from the tax and for collected from the tax for an entire year. So for 1 year, if it should pass, they are looking to collect $10,250,000, with the proceeds of the tax to be dedicated solely for the purpose of 1. Repairing and rehabilitating roads, streets, bridges and surface and subsurface drain system and stormwater management facility in the city, and 2 purchasing and acquiring equipment, software and other technology, vehicles, furnishing and other public improvement for the city, title to which shall remain in the public, Listen to this, family. This is the kicker right here. Providing that a portion of the money collected shall be remitted to certain state and statewide retirement system in the manner required by law. Did your guardian catch that? Providing that a portion of the monies collected shall be remitted. What does remitted mean? Mean to give, mean to pass along, mean to collect to state and statewide retirement system in a manner required by law. Now, this is the reason why all them politicians sell out. That's the reason why they sell us out. That's the reason why every single member of the New Orleans City Council say yay. That's the reason why this proposition right now, the people of New Orleans gonna have to decide on this proposition. If we had elected officials, listen to what I'm saying. If we had elected officials, people who was working on our behalf, this proposition that they are proposing, that Latoya Cantrell is proposing, or have proposed, because it's a done deal. It's a done deal. It's on the ballot right now. It's a done deal. It's on the ballot. Every single one of them criminals that sit on the New Orleans City Council, every single one of them. Now, look, again, for the people of New Orleans East, that so-called elected official you have out there, when named Cindy Wynn, she wasn't here 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, her little, what you call it, Korean ass, or whatever ass she got, wasn't here. And I guarantee you, she got paid. Now, what did she do? Right? When she came and she saw this last week, she voted in the positive for this. She voted for this bill. She voted for this proposition to be on the ballot come November 6th of this year. Now, what this is going to do is going to add an additional tax burden to we the people. How much more of a tax burden can the people of New Orleans take? How much more? Now, again, we point this out last Thursday when we was in the city council meeting. The only reason, no, I guarantee you, they're talking about $10,250,000 annually. $10,250,000 annually, starting January 1st, 2020. No, I guarantee you, a lot more of this money is going into the same retirement system than it's going to actually go towards the repair of any type of infrastructure. This proposition, family, should have never been on the goddamn ballot. Should have never reached on the ballot. I don't know what LaToya went, what type of promise LaToya give to Jason Williams. I don't know what type of promise did she give to Elena Moreno. I don't know what type of promise. No, look, we know that Jay Banks is no goddamn good from day one. You know, he's another kiss-ass Negro. We know that Jared Brissett is just there collecting a goddamn paycheck and working for the political machine. Look, we know this. We know that Stacey Head, look, the first thing that Christine Palmer, the first thing that she did when she came to public office was to create a couple of LLCs, right? And take the properties from the very same people that put her into public office and put it on her portfolio. We know this. You see what I'm saying? We know this. So it's just to show you, we don't know what promises LaToya Cantrell make to these individuals. But what we can tell you is that we have seen it already. We see LaToya Cantrell and Cindy Wynn out there doing a goddamn photo op. Doing a photo op, talking about the breaking ground, utilizing the trigger word infrastructure. Now, they want to tell the people in New Orleans East, oh yeah, look, you see, we are doing work out here in New Orleans East now. That's the reason why we need this money. Bullshit, family. Where is the money? Where is that $50 million that LaToya just received, when was it, last month, from John Bell Edwards? Where is that money? Where is that? She went and she begged John Elway, oh look, I need over $70 million. She told him she need over $70 million from the kitty, right, towards infrastructure. John said, sit your black ass down. I ain't giving enough 70. I'll give you 50 and we can do a big photo op. Let's get the media out and we'll sign up with. And she was like, okay. Where's that goddamn money? In 2016, look, family, this is public knowledge, you know, man. And that's what I'm saying. It's public knowledge. This is public knowledge. In 2016, this same argument was on the ballot. No, the only difference is, you see right here, they want this for 20 years, beginning January 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2039. So that's 20 years. 2 years ago, according to my calculation, 2016 or 2.5 years ago, this proposition is on the ballot for 30 years. So what we are having right now is an overlapping of reoccurring taxes for the same purposes. Follow what I'm saying? Let me break it down. Let's say I come to you and I say, look, let's say 2 years ago I come to you and I say, look, you owe me $10. And you say, Anthony, I ain't owe you shit. Why owe you $10 for? I said, man, look, you owe me $10 for the, look, for this bottle of water, $10. And I say, you know something, man, I'll pay you this $10. And I give you $10, okay? So I give you the $10 for this bottle of water 2 years ago. So I don't owe you no money right now. You get your water and you drink it, or I drink it, right? Now, you're going to come to me this year and you're going to say, man, look, no. You owe me $10. I said, for what? For this back? But didn't I just give you $10 since back water 2 years ago? See, what you do with the $10 what I give you? You didn't use that $10 and buy the water? 2 years ago, you want a bottle of water. You say, Anthony, you owe me $10. I said, okay, man, here's the $10. Go buy a bottle of water. So I give you $10. So you're supposed to use that $10 2 years ago and buy a bottle of water. Right? Now, look, I'm just giving you an example, family. I'm just giving you an example. Let me try to do a better one. Let's say 2 years ago you come to me and say, Anthony, you break my finger. My finger is break, right? Let's say you say, Anthony, you break my finger. And it's gonna cost you $100. So I can take care of my finger. I say, okay, I'll break your finger. So I give you the $100, right? You're supposed to use that $100 and fix your goddamn finger, right? No, so I give you that $100, so I have nothing more to do with your dumb ass. You're gonna come to me this year and you're gonna say, Anthony, look, my finger broke, I need $100. What? What are you talking about? Didn't I give you $100 2 years ago to do that? This is exactly what we are having here, family. This same argument was on the ballot 2 years ago for infrastructure, right? For infrastructure. And the people pass it. So they are collecting money right now for this, for sewage and water board. Now, look, one of the underlying issue or problem for me is this. Sewage and Water Board as an entity, Sewage and Water Board as a business, they should be able to address or to maintain their infrastructure. Sewage and Water Board have a monopoly over this whole water system, family. There is no other company out there competing with Sewage and Water Board, none. Sewage and Water Board have a monopoly over it. Not only that, but Sewage and Water Board ain't out there spending money and creating anything. Sewage and Water Board ain't creating water. They ain't out there producing water or buying water. No. All Sewage and Water Board doing is maintaining rainfall, the water that fall, God-given water. Water that come from the skies. They just maintain that water in the catchment basin and they treat it. So it's good for human consumption. Follow what I'm saying? They are not out there making anything, building anything, creating anything. That's not what Sewage and Water Board out there doing, family. They're not. They're not spending millions of dollars. Just like Sewage and Water Board is not like, it's not even like this company out here that bottle water. Because this company out here that bottle water, they have to go there and they have to actually buy the plastic, right? So they're going to have to go there and they're going to create the plastic and, you know, maybe they're going to have, you know what I mean, the tops and stuff like that. You know, Sewage and Water Board is set up in such a way that the water leave from the pumping station or leave from the catchment area, run through the pipes underground and go inside the house. So all they have to do is to maintain the quality of the water. Make sure the water that's coming through the pipe is good so that when we, the customers, because that's what we are a customer. They are providing a service. So when we, the customer, utilize that water is safe for us to use. Sewage and Water Board have a monopoly over it. Sewage and Water Board ain't spending money. Sewage and Water Board Sewage and Water Board told us they need to increase the fee The members of the New Orleans City Council told us that they need to increase the fee so that they could have adequate amount of resources to attend to their infrastructure problem. They could fix the drainage problems. They could fix the catchment basin problem. So we, the people, have been paying money for that for years. So that's one argument that we can make. That's one argument that we can make, family.
Which may be worth as much as $1 million.
Still, when tax assessments went out last August, this was the scene. Long lines at City Hall, and 3,300 people filed appeals, including Leo Watermeyer. He was able to get an adjustment.
I felt successful in the appeal. My taxes this year were going up about $900 instead of going up almost $5,000.
But more than 70% of the people who filed appeals got no relief and are on the hook for the increased tax bill. And we should also mention, just because you've already seen an increase in your tax bill, depending on what neighborhood you're in, your property valuation could go up again this year. Errol Williams admits that his office isn't perfect, but says that they are working diligently to get assessments as uniform as possible.
Isn't perfect. He's running a criminal organization. That's why he's running. Errol G. Williams is running a criminal organization disguised as a governmental entity. That's what they're running. A criminal organization disguised as governmental entity. Now, family, let me tell you something. Not until we change the assessor, not until we kick this criminal Errol G. Williams out of office, will the people of New Orleans be relieved from this financial burden that they are paying when it comes on to this property tax. Because Errol G. Williams is not, let me say it again so everybody can understand. Errol G. Williams is not following the law. He's not following the law. He's not abiding by the Constitution. He's not. He's not. And a matter of fact, for those of you who think, look, Errol G. Williams have a pair of balls. Errol G. Williams is one guy who he's not afraid to tell anybody that he's not following the law. Errol G. Williams, look, we have been corresponding with Errol G. Williams for quite some time. And this was what break the camel back for us. I have in my hand here a document from Errol G. Williams. For my Facebook family, for my YouTube family, this is the document. You can see it at the top, you know, that's the document. I'm going to read it. It says, at the top, very top, Orleans Parish Assessor's Office, Errol G. Williams, Assessor, 1300 Poydras Street, City Hall, Room 4E01, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70112, dated February the 23rd, 2016. Addressed to your brother, Anthony Brown, right? Dear Mr. Brown, blah, blah, blah. But let me get to the meat of the matter. This is what Mr. Errol Williams told his boss, that I am. This is what Mr. Errol G. Williams told to the electorate. Listen. However, I must inform you that my plate is full at the audacity, the galls. You hear this fool? No, look, the audacity of this politician, this elected official. That's why you know he ain't no elected, he's a goddamn politician. Listen to this clown. He's gonna inform me that his plate is goddamn full. However, I must inform you that my plate is full and I have no further desire, oh my God, to enter into intellectual debate over the difference in definition of words or the Constitution or property rights law. Now, for those of you who this is when we speak about any elected official here in Louisiana, don't think that we take pride or we take fun or we enjoy calling these individuals out of the name or try we degrade the name or the character because we have a platform to do so, because we love. No, that's not why we do it, family. No, these people we put to public office to work for us. So we want to ensure that they succeed. We want to ensure that whatever time they spend in office, we encourage them. We endorse them when we need to endorse them. That's why we put them in the public office. We put them into public office so they can do what we want them to do. We don't take fun or pride calling anybody outside of the given name or the birth name. No. But when we the people give somebody a job or the privilege to be rubbing shoulder with other elected officials, when because of our tax dollars they are building mansion like Errol G. Williams is out there in New Orleans East, they are taking plane they are making international trips like Latoya Cantrell, she takes so much goddamn trips already, it's unbelievable. You know, lots of these people, they didn't even go on a goddamn plane before they enter politics. Lots of them didn't have 2 pennies in the goddamn bank account. Now, in less than a couple of years, lots of them have hundreds of thousands of dollars inside the goddamn bank account. It's our money. The people of New Orleans money. The people of Louisiana money. Every single one of them took an oath. Every single one of them put one hand on the Bible and one hand in the ear and says, I do solemnly swear that I will uphold the laws and the Constitution of the United States and the laws and the Constitution of this territory. Every single one of them. Now listen to this guy. Now family, that's the highlighted portion for those of you on social media. Highlighted in yellow, right? I highlight it. So this is my document. So when I call Errol G a criminal imposter, when I call him a politician, when I call him a no good, self-righteous serving ass, I got evidence. I got evidence. It's right here in black and white. And if you can see, it's signed. Sincerely, Errol G. Williams, Assessor, Parish of Orleans. This clown, you see the arrogance, that's what we're talking about, family. The arrogance of these people. The arrogance. He is the tax assessor, or claim to be the tax assessor. And here in black and white, he's going to tell me, he have no time to talk to me about property rights law. Or he doesn't care about the Constitution. Now look, for all of you out there in New Orleans who are having problem, all of you who are having problem, this is the reason why you're having problem. And as I said before, your problem will never get fixed until this criminal bastard Errol G. Williams is out of public office, is out of 1300 Pardy Street. You see? This is it, family. This is evidence in black and white. Here is one of New Orleans elected officials. Look, by his deed we know him. By his deed we know what he was all about. But this guy have a pair of balls. Errol G. Williams have a pair of balls. It is so goddamn big, I don't think he can even angle it. He tell us, man, look, however, I must inform you, he's telling my black ass, my plate is full. Now, here it is an elected official, somebody who we have been putting food on his table for over 40 years, send his daughters to colleges. He's building a big mansion out there in New Orleans, his multi-car garage. His plate is full, so he can't talk to. I'm too small of a person for Errol G. Williams to talk to. Or anybody to talk to, a matter of fact. My plate is full and I have no further desire. Oh God. No further desire to enter into intellectual. What kind of intellectual debate we're talking about? They can't. No, look. When an elected official tells you that he cares less about the Constitution, he's no longer an elected official or somebody representing we the people, or he's no longer acting on your behalf. Errol G. Williams don't only show it to us in his action, he give it to us in black and white. In black and white. And he signed his name at the bottom. The Constitution means nothing to Errol G. Williams. His oath of office means nothing to Errol G. Williams. Property rights law. Property rights law means nothing to Errol G. Williams, the person who is claiming to be the tax assessor in Orleans Parish. Hence, every single one of you who is now losing your property, gonna continue to lose the property. Hence, every single one of you who is now crying about increase in assessment, is gonna continue to increase. Every single one of you who is crying about property tax is high, you're gonna continue to pay. Why? Because the person, Errol G. Williams, doesn't give a rat's ass about it. Now, the truth about it, not only Errol G. Williams, Latoya Cantrell don't care neither. Cindy Wynn don't care neither. Huh? None of them and the New Orleans City Council don't care. So it's going to continue. So it's time for we the people to act and send them all packing back in the private sector. Go struggle. Now family, look, it's that time again. Look, I appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us today and showing us some love. I appreciate that. This is one issue we're going to be keeping on the forefront. They want us to be mute. They want us to keep quiet about this issue. We're going to utilize our resources. We're going to utilize our platform. We're going to try to inform as much people in New Orleans as possible, as much people in Louisiana as possible, that this constitutional amendment that Latoya Cantrell have pushed for and the New Orleans City Council caved in and is now on the ballot, we all need to vote no for it. We all need to vote no. The only reason why it's on the ballot, again, it's on my Facebook page, you can read it. The only reason why it's on the ballot is because a portion or a lot of this money will be going into the state and statewide retirement system. So here it is again, these goddamn cronies, these politicians, these criminals are asking us to ensure that their retirement fund is padded. Their retirement fund boost. So when they leave public office, these criminals can continue to live lavish life, something that they couldn't have afford to live out there in the public sector. Look, this is your brother Anthony Brown saying until next time, peace, much love.